Welcome back, you gym rats. It's Delty, and we are talking about my love-hate relationship with cardiovascular training. I love what it does for my body, but I hate having to do it, to be honest. So I'm going to give you a series of things that I do to keep it fresh and fun, and explain some of the benefits I've noticed and the importance of cardiovascular training for health, wellness, and appearance. Keep in mind, I'm no doctor, I'm no Mr. Olympia. This is just coming from a guy who's done pretty much every type of cardio you can imagine, from running half marathons, to doing martial arts, to just sitting there riding a bike. So I've done it all, and I'm here to explain what I think is the most important, and also the most fun. The thing about cardiovascular training that I want you to understand is that you need to be the minority, not the majority. And when I say that, when you look around most gyms, people aren't huffing and puffing, they're not sweating, they're just kind of going through the motions. Honestly, don't. You need to push it every second you're in the gym, whether it's at home on the treadmill, you're in the gym, whatever. I'd rather have a half an hour of maximum effort and getting big time results than an hour just dinking around and wasting my time. So when we're talking cardiovascular training, it's all about the heart rate, your heart rate, not exactly how fast you're running or this and that. You're training your heart. You're training to boost your metabolism, to burn through a lot of calories. It's incredibly important for your health, wellness, and overall your feeling in life. Anything from this video, I want you to get this. Every second you put into cardio, you will get back at some point in your life. Now, yeah, you might get hit by a truck and die tomorrow, but I'm talking about the majority of people. Huge advantage. And also huge advantage if you're trying to trim down for appearance. There's nothing like doing cardio. All right, so types of cardio, there's a million of them I'm going to show you here, but you know, it depends on your level, your activity level, and your history, right? So my history, my childhood was filled with wrestling, soccer, then I got in the military, then it was martial arts and running. So my whole life, I had pretty much ran all the time, long distances. So cardio has always been pretty easy for me, but when you're starting out, the hardest part is just getting used to being uncomfortable. Same thing with weight training, right? It's not fun to be out of breath. Just realize your mind has to adapt to this uncomfortability, and then you can push it to a next stage, another level, so on and so forth. It's just to link cardio, weight training, any of this to a video game. Basically, you're leveling up. You're leveling up your body. In order to do that, you have to be uncomfortable. Once your body gets used to that, then boom, you can push it further, and so on. Push the envelope. So start out, gradually increase your intensity. Depending on your background, you know, how heavy you are, all these things are just common sense, right? But start out easy, work your way up. The goal is to be just like we said earlier, uncomfortable, sweating, out of breath. If you're looking around and everyone else is kind of just going through the motions, checking out their phone, dinking around, fine. They're going to get the same results. The number one thing that I have seen an improvement in my physique in terms of doing cardio is empty stomach cardio. It sucks. It's not fun. It's really hard. First thing you do when you wake up is do cardio. That could be going for half an hour walk. The best way to do it is just sit down on a bike for an hour and just pedal. You're going to be hungry, tired, out of breath, miserable. Get some water, and you will rip through the fat. And the second best way that I've done cardio is a high-intensity interval training, whatever one people call it, HIIT or whatever. So the best way that I've seen to do it is essentially I get on a stair stepper or a treadmill or an elliptical. It doesn't matter what machine that you get on. What you're going to do is essentially go walk, or you know, a really light pace on a stair stepper or something for about a minute, minute and a half, and then you go all out for 1 minute. When I say all out, I mean it. By the end of it, you shouldn't be able to concentrate on anything else other than doing that cardio, taking one step, pushing the thing. It's got to be that hard, that intense. As soon as that minute's up, boom, drop it down to a normal walking pace. So on the treadmill, it's usually 4.0 or 3.5 or something like that. Then 1 minute to 1.5 minute walking, boom, another minute all out. Usually I start this with a 5 to 10 minute warm-up, so to get my heart around 120, 140 beats per minute. Usually what that means, if you don't have a heart rate monitor, sometimes I train with one just to see if I'm really pushing it. Essentially what the uncomfortability zone is is around 140 beats per minute, depending on your age. Essentially, you shouldn't be able to carry a conversation on. Maybe like talking a little bit of wisp or something, but it should be breathing heavy, sweating, uncomfortable, but not completely miserable. Riding the bike or walking or doing some type of aerobic training like that, what that does, slow and steady, but you really need your heart rate in that uncomfortability zone. You can't carry on a conversation, you're running out of breath, and that's going to burn a lot of calories and it's going to speed up your metabolism throughout the day. Again, I also like doing the row machine, and that's just simply, it's really good for strengthening your back. The problem is I don't like to do it if I'm doing, let's say, back day, or if I've done back day, I need a day or two to rest, then I wouldn't do that. Same thing with leg training. It's really hard to do cardio the day I do legs, especially like quads and heavy squats, because I want my legs to rest and I want them to recover. So typically what I do is my cardio in the morning, weights afterwards, and then I do the exact reverse thing on the rest of the days. The most important thing is getting some type of cardio in every day. It doesn't have to be hardcore, though if you want dramatic results, you're going to have to work for it. So what I recommend starting out doing is going on a 30-minute walk every day, no matter what. Whether you wake up and can do it right away on an empty stomach, or you're doing it at night with your loved one, your spouse, your dogs, whatever, go on a walk. Not only is this going to help you lose body fat, burn calories, it's so good for your mind. If I get in a problem, conflict, there's nothing like just doing cardio and thinking about it. And I'm telling you, you'll calm down, you'll resolve that issue, you'll come up with the solution, and you'll feel like $1,000,000 after you're doing it. After you've gotten used to that 30 minutes, it's starting to be comfortable, you gotta step it up and do something else. Then I'd recommend starting to do something like the bike, elliptical, or the treadmill. You've also seen me do the road march thing. And the road march thing is from my time in the Army, in the military. So what we did was, pack on 40, 50 pounds on our back as an infantryman and walk as fast as we could. Typically 15-minute miles is what you're aiming for. Look, this is one of the best things for burning body fat, and the reason is you're uncomfortable, you're carrying weight, so your entire body has to lift it. And the thing is, you can just do it for so long without burning out. So we were road marching for 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes, and some extreme times like 12 hours. We could just burn through a massive amount of calories, but you have to work up to it. So me being the meatball that I am, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll throw a rucksack on, go walk, as fast as I can. And then I actually sprinted halfway. It would do some interval training with a 50-pound ruck on. And guess what? My feet were hamburger for about a week and I couldn't walk. So take it easy, I'm telling you. I make this mistake every time I get back into doing something new. You need to progress to let your body adapt to it and then continue to push it. Let me tell you this process takes a long time. I want it now, I want it yesterday, and I wish I wouldn't have taken those 3 years off. But if you're starting out today, look at it as a long-term project. I'm talking 10 years, 15, 20. All these people you see in the magazines, all this and that. Some of these guys have been lifting weights since they were 13 and they're 40 years old. They've been doing cardio for that long. So you got to realize that this is not going to happen overnight. The harder you work at it, the more consistent you are, the better your results will be over time. The main goal I'm trying to get to you is this: don't quit like I did. Even if you have to do 30 minutes here and there, or an hour, 3 times a week, that's better than quitting. Your body, your mind, and everything about it, I'm telling you, the mental benefits are incredible. Just the lowering of the anxiety. The whole thing is basically like being in a video game. We level up. We're leveling up our bodies, our minds. We're working, and we can see the progression in our physique. People are saying it. That's when it becomes really fun and engaging and rewarding. Is like, okay, we get a super cool weapon in a video game. It's the exact same sort of thing with doing cardio or weight training. Oh my gosh, well, now you can start seeing my arms and my veins, and I'm starting to get cut or striated, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm leveling up. This is pretty cool. And you keep at it. Keep learning. That's another part of it. Look at different people, what they're doing. If it works, look at science, look at magazines, whatever you can. Get as much information as you can as possible. Make it work for you and level it up, gamers. Because gamers can be gym rats too. I'm telling you, I'm working towards it. I'm going to get the best physique of my life within 1 year. Guarantee it. We're almost 5 months in. it's going really well, and I hope this cardiovascular thing motivates you to do it. It's not fun all the time, right? But that's part of life. Nothing worth doing is pleasurable all the time. The best rewards in life take a while. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Stick with it. It will pay off in the end, and I can't wait to hear back from you guys.